Pretty good, actually. I think we're as deep as we've been. We graduated one senior, Matt Allen, and everybody else coming back. So I think we have a pretty good second line, and we really haven't had the depth we've had until this year.
You'd like to see a little bit more out of your tight end unit?
Yeah, they're a valuable part of what we want to get done, and our tight ends have to do a lot in the offense. They have to know. They line up at fullback, they line up as a tight end, a true tight end, they line up in the slot. Sometimes we'll line them up wide. So there's a lot on the tight end. So, and I'm real hard on them because, that's a position that I coached in the National Football League before I became a head coach. But they're a big part of things, and they have to produce for us.
How, with your offense, you've got everybody coming back except for Matt Allen. How much do you add in the spring? Because y'all ended up the season pretty good last year.
Well, thank you. Well, I kind of think I drive the coaches and crazy because I like to add. I like to stir it up, and we do a lot of different things and see what works, see what doesn't work for the first 2 weeks, and then after Sunday's practice, we'll hone in on what we like, what we don't like, and hang on to that and get rid of the stuff that doesn't fit our personality or personnel.
Is there anything keeping you up at night during the spring that you really want to work on offense?
Oh, my grandson, when he stays over,
okay.
He keeps me up sometimes. But as far as working on offense, we're pretty multiple. We do a lot of different things, and I'm always drawing plays in the middle of the night, but I've been doing that for years.
Coach, how pleased have you been with Dustin Harris, just taking advantage of the opportunity with a couple injuries in corner?
I was disappointed with him this past Tuesday, but he did better today. He's all the other corners are out injured and staying on the sidelines, so he's out there taking all the reps, but which is good for him. He's going to be that much better a player. But he sometimes thought he felt sorry for himself on Tuesday, but he came back today and did much better.
You think he and Hurt are benefiting a lot in the long term because of the injuries, and they have to kind of face your number one?
Well, they benefit because they're not injured. They don't have an injury, number one. Number two, going through spring and having to play against Jeff Fuller and Wachiku, I think that is a challenge, and it keeps their skills. It's like golf or going to the driving range and just hitting balls. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing out here every time he lines up, trying to get better.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about the junior defensive linemen, mainly Tony Girardetti and Jonathan Mathis and those guys? And do you think that the fact that Von Miller improved himself in senior year has been a motivation to those guys, and you see more energy out of them?
I thought they played well. I thought both those guys played well last year. I don't know if Von Miller has anything to do with how they're going to. I hope they just want to do it because they want to do it, and I don't think Von Miller plays a part in it necessarily. Each guy has his own goals and dreams that he's working towards. But I thought they played well last year, but I expect them to play even better this year.
Did Garrett just kind of tweak that groin?
As far as I know, yes.
In springs past, you've been kind of hard on Jeff not coming out to work every day. Have you seen a change in him now that he stepped up as senior? And
well, actually, last spring, I guess it may have been a couple of days last spring, but yeah, he's worked real hard. I think he and Wachiku and Swope and Kendrick McNeil, four. If we're going four wide receivers, those would be the four as the starters, and I think they've all worked real hard. We're not where we need to be timing-wise yet, and not protecting sometimes with a young lineman, but I think they're working hard and they're getting better.
What have you seen from Jarvis Harris and his progress on the inside of your freshman?
Right now he's playing behind Evan Ike, and Jarvis is a 330-pound big man that can bend and change directions, and he's a talented kid. He's just kind of learning the position at this level, and the speed of it all, and the type of players he's going against. But he doesn't appear to be overwhelmed. He seems like he's a smart kid. He's a hard worker. He comes out of a very good program in Navasota, so we're excited to have him. I mean, I think he's going to be one heck of a football player someday.
Is there any separation with your backup quarterbacks?
No, not just yet. I mean, it's some days one guy does a good job, another day another guy does. So nothing just yet. We're still competing, and we'll keep it that way.
Coach, what do you think about your backup tackles right now, Ronte Scales and Cedric Abui? Do you feel that they're coming along nicely this spring?
Yeah, I think the backup tackles are working hard. They're young, and Cedric was redshirted last year. Ronte, it's his time to step up and be a a dependable starter or backup, and hopefully I like to have him competing with Jake for that starting position. But they're making progress. Spring is very hard for offensive linemen because they take so many reps, and there's just a lot of stuff flying around out there. But I think they're doing okay. I'd like to see them pick it up just a little bit.
Can you just speak to Ben Molina's progress this spring?
Ben's made a fair amount of progress this spring. He's still got to lose some weight. He's a little bit too heavy for my taste, but he understands the offense and he knows what to do, and that's helped him. But hopefully he'll be about 10 pounds lighter when we start the season.
A couple more.